We all have that why me moment. Like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Why was I chosen to go through this? Sometimes we just got to stop asking that question, and we just got to go through. I said sometimes we got to stop asking that question, and we just got to go through, because we don't know exactly what's on the other side. But understand, what you're going through right now is something that's a lot greater on the other side. It may hurt right now, but it's going to be purpose on the other side. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 2008, January 2008. I was teaching a dance class, and my dad had called me up. I was waiting for something important to come into the mail. And he called me and he said, "Hey, Kane, you want me to open it up?" I said, "Yeah, I need to know. I need to know." He said, "All right." Opens the letter, reads the letter to me, and he said that Kenneth Thomas is excluded as the biological father of my daughter, who I had been raising for 2 years at the time. Excluded. 100%. Not mine. I was married at the time. Me and my ex-wife at the time, we were beefing. We was going back and forth. It was a really rough patch, which ultimately ended in us getting divorced. At that moment, I said, why me? Like, I'm a good dude. Why me? I'm a good father. Why me? Maybe I wasn't the perfect husband. I was young. I was only 24 years old. Maybe I wasn't who I thought I was, though. Maybe I was moving too fast. Maybe I was not ready for that type of life. I always wanted to be a dad. I always wanted to be a husband. I just felt like at that time I didn't deserve that. That same day, I'm in class, and I just immediately stopped class and I went to the Dunkin' Donuts, and I called my cousin Nicole. She came around and she stayed with me at the Dunkin' Donuts for a couple hours, and we just sat and had coffee and just talked, and I let her know everything that was going on, what was going on in my mind. Because at that moment and at that time, any man will sit there and tell you, when you find out that a child is not yours and you've been raising that child, you build a bond, you build a connection with that child, especially if you really a good father, especially if you really that dude, especially if you really be there. You build that connection, and then that's pulled away from you. How many times in life or whatever, something that's just been pulled away from you in an instant, in a snap, gone. That was me. That was the moment I had to change my life. That was the moment I knew that I was not going to let anybody or anything sit here and break my heart ever again. I had to protect my own heart. I had to protect my own mind. I had to protect my soul. A lot of us, we don't just be protecting our soul. We don't protect our heart like we should. And we jump into things and we're not really ready for it. I should have analyzed the situation, but at that moment, I wasn't thinking. That time period in my life, I was just really in love. So I called my ex-wife at the time, and I said, yo, don't come home tonight. We was already beefing. I said, don't come home tonight. It was actually her birthday. The day I found out it was her birthday. So the next day, she comes to the house. She thinks that we're going to get it back together. I take a shower. She's in the bed waiting for me. I go into the room and I give her the brown envelope. She opens it up and she reads it, and her jaw just drops, covered her mouth. She couldn't believe what she was reading. It said Kenneth Thomas is excluded as a biological father. She said she didn't know. It took me a long time to forgive her, but I had to. I had to forgive her. And the reason why I had to forgive her not for her, but for me. For me. Because I couldn't let holding a grudge block my destiny. I couldn't let holding a grudge block my blessings. Sometimes we hold on to a grudge for so long and we missing out on our blessings. I was going to let her get that glory. Ain't no way. She said she didn't know. Untrue. You knew. Then the iconic words. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. The only thing that I could think of is to give you a child of your own, Kenny. The only thing that I could think of is to give you a child of your own. Those iconic words. Sometimes words really stick with you. Sometimes those words really will change your life. As crazy as they were, it changed my life. And at that time, I knew I had to go be great. This is the same woman or whatever that sat there and looked in my face and told me that I was never going to be nothing. Same woman that looked at me in my face and told me that I was whack. Same woman that looked at me in my face or whatever and told me to give up dance. Don't dance. You're not going to make it. It's not going to happen. But we see how that turned out. If you believe in something, you got to push. If you believe in something, even if it's the closest person to you, you got to push and you got to go for your dream. You got to go for that goal. If you feel it right down deep inside in your gut and you know this is what you're supposed to be doing, you put in that work and you go in. No matter what. No matter what. Don't let nobody sit there and take away your dream. Don't let nobody sit there and take away your destiny and what you're supposed to be doing in life. Your calling to serve. You go do it. I had that moment. That same year, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. That same year or whatever, I was going through things in dance where I didn't even know my identity. See, when we changed the mind, we changed the game. And I had to change my mind and my way of thinking in life. And I had to change the game. And I had to make a success out of myself. I had to say, Kenny, what is your responsibility in all of this? So I said, yo, I'm going to take the reins. It's all on me now. I ain't blaming nobody else. It's all on me. And at that moment, at that time, as much as it hurt for my 2-year-old daughter to let her go, any man knows, yo, that's your worst nightmare, is to know that a child that you feel that you birthed is not truly yours. I've been there, man. For the men out there, for the real men out there, I've been there. I lived it. I lived it, yo. And I'm here for you. Just understand. Real talk, man to man. Don't give up. Don't go on the deep end. Don't go on the side where they expecting you to go to. Don't go to that place. Yeah, I should have listened to certain people. But sometimes we just gotta go our own way. And we gotta find out the hard way. When we change the mind, we change the game.
Let's go to work. I said 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 let's go to work. When we change the mind, we